We got a $500,000 roofing sales earner on a $500,000 job. In today's YouTube episode, we're gonna break down Harrison, one of my top guys, 5 biggest tips of how to make $500,000 in commissions. Dude, do you have insurance, your own roofing business, and your own everything?
No.
Oh, that's right. It's a lot easier to be the guy that just sells the jobs, not do the jobs. So, Harrison, talk to me a little bit about how you got started in roofing. How long you been doing it?
Well, I kind of got hired out of a bar when I was like 16 years old, delivering pizzas. I was doing a little bit of waitering, stuff like that. Guy came in, said, you know, I can talk, so basically I can sell roofs. Went out there, got dropped off in a neighborhood. Some guy handed me a stack of business cards and said, go sell a roof. Go ask them if they need a roof. And I hated it. So then I started just, you know, being a mule, coming to job sites, seeing how these things got put together, and then literally did that for like a year. And now the rest is history. I've been selling ever since.
Well, we had a big year last year. I think the biggest takeaway, you went through some hard times, you sold some big jobs, and I want to go through 5 big tips. I think a lot of guys that watch this, you know, they want to earn $1 million in roofing, and you know, going after your regular job is a great way to get started. But you know, what was your blueprint? How did you go about it?
Well, I think the level up is, you know, of course finding jobs like this is awesome, but you really got to surround yourself with the people who can put you in these types of situations. You know, for like the difference when I started working for you is I wasn't like a lone wolf. You know, selling $1 million wasn't hard for me back in the day, but I was kind of stuck at that, making $100 grand a year, sometimes even less. You know what I mean? Working with you, you gave me the opportunity to like build a team. And I would say that's like the biggest cheat code, if I'm being completely honest with you.
You'll love our real roofing sales community. I want you to be a part of my door-to-door church. We have 3 calls a week, and this is in the past something that others have paid $60,000 for. And for my YouTube followers, I'm giving away an insane deal, 98% off. You're also going to get access to my entire library of training. My life's work has been teaching people how to sell roofs, make more money, make $1 million in roofing. You don't need startup capital. You don't need to be a business owner. You need to learn how to sell bigger roofs, sell retail roofs, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. We have a retail sales training call, an insurance and door-to-door call, and we'll teach you everything you need to know about getting into commercial sales. That's how you make $1 million in roofing. You hang around winners, and I want to invite you to hang around the top performers in the roofing industry. 3 times a week, we're live on Zoom, we're motivating each other every day in WhatsApp, and we're going to give you an app that you can compete against the nation's top performers and win prizes like Rolex watches. Click the link in the comments to be a part of the disruptive movement that me and Brad Lee are releasing on roofing. Real roofing is a movement. You are not like us. We're hardcore door-to-door, and we're raising the status for the blue-collar entrepreneur. Click the link in the comments if you want to be a part of the movement. Well, and what's interesting is the tip is if you want to earn $500,000 or $1 million, you know, build a team. You know, this is the advanced level part of it. If the good Lord blesses you with the opportunity to make a lot of money on roofs, teach somebody else about it. It's kind of selfish to hold it in to yourself. And, you know, can you talk a little bit about karma, about how you feel like you get lucky because of that?
Yeah, I think, you know, when you start diving in, I mean, building a team is hard in general. You got a lot of fall off. You invest a lot of time into people, and then they, you know, ghost you, don't show up, doesn't work out. But by doing that, you run into people like Mike, people like Dave, people like Jared Stanley. You know,
and you're on this project with Dave. Dave's one of our guys. $2.5 million job, $1.2 million job. We're fixing to pick up a $500K check on.
Just got the email.
Just got the email. But you know, could be a multi-million-dollar producer in his first 12 months. You know, being able to make a passive income off of your team. And you know, Dave did some things better than you. Like, what does Dave do better than you?
Oh, you know, his follow-up, I've learned a shit ton just by his persistent and like accurate and thorough follow-up with emails. My email game was weak before I met him, but now I structure everything differently. I mean, everything, the proposals that he puts out, that he can generate.
That's the second biggest reason I think it's important that if you want to make a lot of money in the roofing business, that you surround yourself with a wolf pack. See, Harrison's building a team, but he's a part of our weekly sales trainings, our live events, our personal development culture, and whether if we're role-playing pitches or talking about goals or we're talking about how we're going to get better at selling retail, we've had to go through a lot of adversity And as a team, whenever you're around other winners, what does that do when you're going through adversity?
When you're going through adversity, you're going to see the people who are going to, I mean, are you talking the people who are going to sink or swim? People are going to stick with you. We had some adversity last year, had some people fall off, but the people that stayed, I mean, half my team is already at 300,000 this
Let's
year.
unpack that. You had a lot of adversity last year, overcame a lot personally, but the biggest thing was we had 8 insurance companies go out of business. Now, I haven't always been completely clear about how hard it was for my company because the money that was owed to me would be literally delayed. I mean, you had depreciation. What was it like when things started to realize that insurance model's dying? There's death by depreciation.
It's scary, man. I've been doing this for 12 years, and that's like all I've ever known was to go get that contingency, wait for that insurance to kind of play itself out. And the last couple of years, it's just been taking longer and longer and longer, and now becoming like sometimes impossible.
So this big flip where we switch from insurance to retail, and if you look at your big job, your big check, a lot of your money came from this strategy. And I believe this is, if you're watching this, you want to make $500,000 to $1 million, you're going to have to learn how to do insurance and retail. So tell them a little bit about, landing a big job, but then turning it to retail.
This job.
Okay.
These people had an insurance claim on here. I talked to my father-in-law about it, and he's like, these people are no nonsense. Give them a bid. They'll use you if they like it. So I didn't even approach it. I could have approached it. They said they had attorneys. They were fighting it. They're still fighting it to this day. Mm-hmm. I came and presented the offer. Not everybody's broke. This guy was ready to cut the check and get this thing done. I could have gone the other angle where we wouldn't be standing here today. We'd be waiting for his attorneys to still figure this out. So I went with the complete an offer. And that's the biggest shift,
That's
right?
what makes a TRD. And if you want to learn how to deliver a written proposal, sell both insurance and retail, we offer financing to our clients for people like this who don't pay cash. But the reality is we stopped just depending on insurance companies to get paid. It did a number for my company. I tightened up things. I see my profits faster. I reinvest into marketing. And I think, marketing has been an important part. How has going behind a neighborhood that someone else left a lot of gold behind it benefited you? Like Colonial.
Yeah. I mean, we've done 200 roofs in there. So after Ian, it was automatic. Where Blaine and Joe and myself, we went in there and cleaned up because we already had a reputation in the neighborhood. Your marketing may not always be direct, but we'll visit homeowners here that's like, oh yeah, you're RCA, you're Leehaight. We've seen Sky Diamonds, we've seen your guys' ads. They may not have clicked it to buy on that ad, but they've seen you. They know our presence, which I think helps tremendously in neighborhoods like this. They don't want to deal with someone they've never heard of before. If that makes sense. That may have not been the best way to describe that.
Well, I think the next level is, of course, getting jobs like this is about building your network. You started to do that, but it's also about, learning how to sell commercial. That GreenLinks job came through my personal network from my boxing gym. You turned a repair into millions of dollars, not just a $2.5 million job, but a $1.2 million referral and more referrals after that. Can you tell them about, that network, how it worked, and how you did the insurance to retail on that?
On the GreenLinks job? Yeah, so the GreenLinks job, I guess it's a very long story, but long story short, we came out there for a repair, executed the repair super quickly for them, stopped that water, made them super happy, and then just asked, hey, can we do an inspection on the entire property? Me and Dave spent 9 hours looking at every single one of those buildings, and before we even presented what our offer was going to be to the homeowners, we talked to the lawyers, because we knew this was going to be, possibly an insurance job. Lots of lifted fasteners, some lifted panels that they knew nothing about. So after doing all that, getting our reports together, talking to engineering firms, we were able to go and say, listen guys, this is what we can do. We've already talked to the attorneys. Here's the engineer report that we got done on this, that Harvey at Cohen paid for to happen. We presented all that information, and it was an easy decision for them to sign up and get that claim started and into litigation. Now, call it luck, call it, just being out there and doing your job. What happened was GreenLinks, their insurance went up 175% in the middle of all of us doing all these things. So they were going to wait They were initially going to wait to see if that claim
Their
panned
insurance
out.
doubled,
More than double.
tripled almost.
Almost tripled.
So they got to get a roof. You offer them retail,
Until we offered them retail.
and you got the retail job. Now here, the coolest thing about it is that you do a good job on that. We produce the shit out of it. You build a good job. You know, and I think honestly, a lot of just being able to stay in communication with the clients, it means that you get referrals.
100%. We came into Green Links and we just got it done. We had a scheduled timeline. Obviously with commercial there's things that happen, but Dave was awesome at that. He had a schedule on an Excel spreadsheet that we'd send weekly to the property management company. We would send it to all the owners so everyone was under the same page. I mean, if you run through there, no one has a bad thing to say about us, even though there was issues on the job, just because we had clear communication.
Hey.
And that's why they'll refer us time and time and time again.
That brings us to a place that we're actually picking up a $500K check. It's just right up the road. I'm looking at it.
It's right there.
23 stories, mega deal. We'll have Dave do the breakdown. We'll give a little breakdown on how Dave's gonna do a multi-million-dollar book of business this year. Joe, the director of commercial, is gonna be here. Real quick though, take a look at this rotunda roof, man. Turret roof. These things always cause me a problem, bro. Bidding this could, you know, you could actually pay $20,000, $25,000 for that, no problem. But, you know, you shopped around and got a good deal.
Shopped around, got a good deal, but you know, I think his pictures that he'd done these roofs before made me comfortable because we never used them, you know.
That's the number one tip. When you find somebody you've never used before, make sure that they give you pictures of a job. If they have references of other people, if you can get even contact to people that they worked for in the past. All roofers that do good work are not afraid to share those things. So if you're hiring a sub you've never used, it's a good way to know.
It's a good way to know. Make sure they want the business too. There were some people that I asked about this that would never even give me a quote. So obviously, you know, shows me they don't want it.
All right, we got a team over here.
15 guys or something.
15 guys tearing off how many squares on this job? 128 squares. We've got replacement skylights, replacement fascia, doing a lot of stucco work. How big is the solar system we're putting on after
This thing is huge. So I think it's 64 panels.
this? 64 panels?
So 64 times 4, we're using 420s. But that's not right. It's covering the entire roof. We'll put down a beautiful roof just to cover it. It's solar.
No shit.
It's covering the entire
What kind of roof are we going back with?
flat top.
No shit. Flat tile, back with solar. They're gonna be, are they putting batteries in, or
We haven't figured that out yet. They want to, but they're also going to do a generator.
okay.
So possibly some batteries, but right now it's just the panels.
All right. Let's go check out this $1 million job, man. And I want y'all to understand the biggest secret to like hitting a big lick. You're only one job away from a job like this. And let's go break down how we did it.
Gentlemen, getting close to crunch time, what's going on?
It's getting there.
Yeah, nice.
We're looking at April 1st.
We're gonna get started right when it starts raining.
Oh, perfect timing.
There's no better time to do a roof on a flat roof.
Yeah, except, you know, in the summertime, yeah, rainy people.
Yeah. I feel you. How long you been here?
Me, I've only been here about 3 months, my man.
We're leaving now.
We got ourselves a tricky one here.
Oh yeah, good time.
Oh man, they're gonna make us earn our money on this one, Joe.
Every penny, man. Unfortunately, yeah, that's how they do it here. Bay Colony. But superheroes like you guys, come on, this shouldn't be nothing but a thing.
Let me tell you something
Right?
about roofing. If it can go wrong, sometimes it does.
Oh yeah, man, absolutely.
So just bear with us, because we're always going to be there.
Hey, right on. You guys okay? If I leave you up here,
Yeah, we're
you're good?
Yeah, those guys will probably be coming up
Can't
behind
wait
us.
to do this roof. Looks,
Yeah, we're good.
looks amazing. So it's concrete deck though, right?
Yeah, it's a concrete deck. We're gonna tear off the modified, tear out the lightweight, We're gonna go back with tapered insulation.
How much lightweight is here?
It
how
varies
thick is
from
it?
like 3 inches to 6 inches.
Oh my God! Where's this fucking debris? It's gonna be nasty coming off of this roof.
Yeah.
The cloud of smoke cloud.
It's gonna be quite the project for sure.
And Dale's gonna be here nonstop?
Yeah, Dale, Dave, me.
Alright.
I just live right down the street, so I'll be here quite a bit. But in the beginning,
How many squares of flat roof?
It's like 120 squares of flat roof. And
Oh, it's not even that big.
180 squares of the stone coated steel. We're gonna tear off the stone coated steel, install B-deck, not B-deck. We're gonna install structural metal deck, and then plywood, and then go back with standing seam. And then for the flat roof, we're gonna remove it all the way down to the deck, put a base sheet, install a tapered insulation system, then put a cover board, and then base sheet, cap sheet of modified bitumen.
What won the job on this? Did they care about the roof specs?
They did care about the roof specs. I think being able to work in conjunction with their engineer to clarify some of the issues on the specs and just how detailed and thorough we were in our report.
Okay. That right there is the 6-pack. And I ain't talking about beer, baby. We talking about big ass multi-million-dollar roofs. We got another one right next door. We lost a bid to a big local guy here. Crowler Roofing, 9-figure company. They get a lot of the biggest jobs. They do the most advertisement. But the one thing's for sure, they ain't scrapping and dapping like us.
So this is a 20-story high-rise. It's a highly logistical project. We're not allowed to use a crane on the property, so we're going to put a transport platform on the outside of the building as an elevator. So all the material handling up and down has to come on that elevator, as well as the personnel. No trash chutes either, so everything has to come up and down on that elevator. We're doing both the sloped roof, which we're tearing off stone-coated steel and going to a standing seam metal. And then we are tearing up the flat roof and going back with modified bitumen and isoboard insulation.
Oh yeah. How'd you guys get this one?
This one, we found out the property was going out for bid. So the property is older than 20 years. So a lot of buildings in Naples need to get new roofs in order to renew their insurance. So they were going out for bid. We met with the engineering company and reviewed the bid, put in our bid, and came out on top. So you're looking into the mansard roof underneath the slope roof right here. You can see the concrete deck, but this stone-coated steel is coming off. The wall on the outside is where the transport platform is actually going to mount to the building. And we're going to run scaffolding from that transport platform up and over here onto the flat roof. And then we have some mechanical lift systems to help the personnel lift the material onto and off the roof.
Lee. What's up, fellas?
Would you do it?
Yeah, I would. It's on my
We're
bucket
really
list.
thinking about getting a
It's on my bucket list, the
parachute.
base jump.
I guarantee if we pay like a base jumper, come give us some instruction, give us some play-by-play.
Look at that view, boy.
That shit is fire, I'm not gonna lie.
It's badass.
I love this shit.
Looks like money.
It looks like money, feels like money, smells like money, and the money's in the fucking in our hands.
Like money's flowing like a fat truck.
Does this one feel better than a green link for some reason? I mean, it's not as much money, but it's definitely better looking. You're only one deal away. Like I said, your network is your net worth. A lead, doing a good job, $2.5 million project. We took it from insurance to retail, and the property manager was happy. How did you leverage to this deal?
We asked him for more business. We asked him who he knows that needs help, and he referred us to over here.
Now there's a thing about condos, there's always a budget for the roof, plus insurance companies are dropping them at the age of the roof. What's going on here with like these retail roofs where people have to spend the money?
Well, this one didn't see as much of a insurance rate that Greenlinks did, but it was also in their plans. These high rises, every 25 to 30 years, depends on the way that they were built, just replaces their roof. So it was kind of right place, right time. It was 30 years, their insurance was going up, and they voted as a board to redo the roofs. cash.
Look,
No
1.2 million, and we've already got bids on other big high rises in the area. Now we got to execute. Just because we sold the job really doesn't mean anything. I mean,
Hard part's coming.
the hard part's coming. Manage this job, make sure no water comes in, making sure that people have the safety compliance. We were just on this other project. We had to yell at them for putting their harnesses on. You know, somebody doesn't put their harness on here, it's instant death.
Yeah, that's not fun.
It's not fun. And so, you know, I've been a rule breaker my whole life, but that could collapse a business. And so there's going to be zero tolerance for no harness. They can essay off the crew A. But hey guys, if you want to learn how to sell these big commercial roofs, big condo deals, we got a community. We want you to be a part of it. Look in the comments. You can get access to Real Roofing, which is our sales training every week. As a matter of fact, Joe, come on up here. He's the director of commercial. And every week we run a commercial sales training call. These guys, they want to learn commercial. What's the first step?
Learning commercial, make the call, get on the meetings, surround yourself with people that are doing the work. But the first step of actually landing these commercial deals is really finding the decision maker and jumping through the loopholes to get to the right person.
Yeah, and for this, the decision maker was a board. Sometimes it's multiple people. You got to find out what their biggest concern was, and they trusted their engineer. And since, you know, we were really good at doing the roof systems, was it an engineer we worked with in the past?
Yeah, we have one other bid with them, I think.
Okay, so it was
one other project with their firm.
Yeah, they knew
and
us.
They knew us, and
They knew
had
that we
worked
were
together in the
capable.
past. Yeah.
All right, well, look guys, reality is like, if you're a part of this community, you don't even have to like be able to do these jobs. You can just say you're partnered with me and we can help you do them, and you can partner in the deals, and we want to plug you in. As storms happen across America, me and Joe, we're going to be doing these big commercial roofs, large loss across the United States. If you want to land big jobs in your market, it starts right now by clicking the link in the description, Real Roofing. Join our commercial weekly sales training, join our community. Next thing you know, you're making $500,000, $1 million a year. You don't need a license, insurance, or startup capital. Come join us. Hey, thanks for watching my YouTube channel. Look, subscribe, get notifications, because we're coming every week with door-to-door videos, interviewing successful blue-collar millionaires, finding out exactly what they did, going from living paycheck to paycheck to making that golden paycheck, baby. There's a gold rush in roofing, and we're showing what it's like, scaling our company to $1 billion, creating 100 multimillionaires along the way. Now, a lot of times we do silly things like roofer versus adjuster videos, door-to-door blitz videos where we get thrown off the front porch, but we do it for your viewing pleasure and to raise the status for the blue-collar entrepreneurs. So look, subscribe, tell your friends. That's the cost of admission. I want to help you sell your first million, scale to 10 million, and then maybe be a part of our $1 billion plan. Look, subscribe, get notifications so you don't miss anything that happens right here on this epic roofing and contracting growth channel.